The news regarding the creation of a crypto reserve is pretty intense and pretty interesting, and I think you should know about it. So it looks like Trump announces a strategic crypto reserve, including Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, and more. The article goes on to say cryptocurrencies rallied on Sunday after President Donald Trump announced the creation of a strategic crypto reserve for the United States that will include Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as XRP, Solana's SOL token, and Cardano's ADA token. Welcome to the AlterNate Vantage. My name is Nate. This is where I provide a different perspective on finances, news, and generational wealth. If you like this kind of content, then don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, back to the video. All right, so let me just breeze through this article here so we can all be on the same page. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order, this is Trump speaking, on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, SOL, and ADA. He said in a post on Truth Social, "I will make sure the US is the crypto capital of the world," something he said also on the campaign. And obviously, Bitcoin and Ethereum, as other valuable cryptocurrencies, will be at the heart of the reserve. And he said in a follow-up post, "I love Bitcoin and Ethereum." I think that's just so adorable. So, in light of this news, XRP jumped 33%, Solana jumped 25%, Cardano's coin jumped 60%, Bitcoin rose 10%, and and Ethereum also jumped 13%. Now, I've been receiving a lot of questions from those who are just kind of close to me and watching some of my content and following me now for a few years and what I've been studying and what I've been looking to about my opinion in the cryptocurrency space. And here's the end-all be-all that I think we need to recognize. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other forms of cryptocurrency are nothing more than other forms of digital fiat. As a matter of fact, they're less flexible than fiat because you cannot have a form of cash equivalent. And despite the fact that some people like to think that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coin models are anonymous, they're not. They've already proven several times in multiple different ways that you can effectively track back the exact source of those funds when using Bitcoin, when using Ethereum, to find out exactly who was using it, when they were using it, and why they were using it. So the so-called benefits that are associated with Bitcoin, the so-called benefits that are associated with Ethereum when it comes to anonymity, when it comes to the fact that, the values in the eyes of the beholder, the people who are using it, just simply aren't there. And another reason for that is because, as an example, we have the creation of a Bitcoin ETF. The greatest inhibitor, or the greatest value withdrawing from Bitcoin, is the fact that we have an ETF. Some people saw that as a great thing. Now pensions can get involved. Now other people who weren't previously, so weary of Bitcoin don't have to own it themselves, and they can just own the ETFs. And now we'll have more capital moving into Bitcoin itself. Yes, and also no. The issue with the ETF is, just like other ETFs, is that you can have more paper in existence for that asset than assets that actually exist. One of the biggest benefits of Bitcoin is that it's limited to the number of Bitcoin that can be minted over time, right? Which is, of course, still being mined to this day, and the mining rate slows down, thus kind of artificially propping up the value over time. But if those minting amount, just as an example, is like 21 million coins, which I don't know why that came to mind, but I think it's something in that ballpark. If it is 21 million coins, the issue with an ETF is that you can have people trading against 30 million coins, 40 million coins, 50 million coins. So only 20 million exists, yet people are trading against the value of coins that simply aren't there. And so just like what happens often in silver, what happens often in gold, if people want to claim those assets and call those contracts, well, there's not going to be enough Bitcoin to go around. Now, does that mean the value goes up even more? Potentially. Or does it mean that the value drops out completely because people lose faith in the currency? I don't necessarily know. I'm just pointing out the things that I don't like about it. At the end of the day, no matter what, it is a digital fiat, meaning there's nothing behind it. There's no real asset. It is 100% perceived value. So with all that being said, I like to stick with things that don't have a perceived value, but do have an intrinsic use or an intrinsic value. Things like real estate, things like gold, and things like silver. For all of time, those three things in particular have proven that they are a viable means of holding value, storing value, transferring value, exchanging value, a whole bunch of number of things. And then the last one on the list that I like to look at is whole life insurance, just because it provides liquidity and it provides a protection against inflation, and it also provides protection against the traditional banking system, which is far more feeble than most people realize. So my note to the people who are listening to this video: don't necessarily fall in love with the hype and think that you're going to throw in all of your life savings into Bitcoin, into Ethereum, and think you're going to make a whole bunch of money. Here's the deal. You might. As a matter of fact, I'm going to assess that Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP in particular, those are going to continue to increase in value. But you have to remember, once you get into that system, can you get out of that system? And if you can get out of that system, what's the value loss for leaving that system, such as taxes, fees, and anything else? And if you do get into that system, what can you use it for? Can you use it for everything that you've been traditionally wanting to? Getting your groceries, getting all your goods, and things like that. What if you send those coins from one person to another person? How much of that information is tracked? Maybe you just wanted that, to be a gift. Even if you're gifting it, is it taxable? There's a whole bunch of other things that come into play here that ultimately prove that you don't have control over it because it's a system that you no longer control. But so long as you have cash in your hands or other real assets to use like gold and silver and things of that sort, then you can retain control. If we are letting go of control for the sake of efficiency, for the sake of buying power, for the sake of anything else, if you want to let go of your control and rights and privileges to receive those things instead, then you're never going to have those things again. And efficiencies and savings and buying power is just going to dwindle just like it has for US dollars because we have an inflationary debt-based system. And it's going to go back to the same thing before because once again, it's a fiat just like anything else. So I just wanted to put this out there that don't necessarily buy the hype. And of course, please don't leave yourself overexposed to these kind of things because they can fluctuate drastically from day to day. With that, that's all I had to say in this video. So I will catch you in the next one.